The smartest marketers from all walks of life, in every industry, talking about the latest trends, opportunities, and challenges. Insights from marketing executives at organizations like National Geographic, IBM, and the Baltimore Ravens. And tips from business authors and experts known around the world. Ways to improve your community's marketing starting now, right here on the Marketing Smarts Podcast.
That's right. Welcome to the Marketing Smarts live show. It's not the podcast, but you know, I just can't give up the fact that Chris Brogan did an intro for the podcast, and so we use it for the live show. We're here to dive in. That's right. So let's go ahead and get it done. Welcome to the Marketing Smarts live show by MarketingProfs and the Marketing Smarts podcast, where we dive into B2B news, resources, valuable guest content, and much, much more each and every week. Hey, if you're a B2B marketer looking for a place to learn, keep up to date, and have some fun along the way, well, grab a beverage, a notepad, or at least some style of writing utensil, and welcome to the show. That's right. Welcome, my friends. We're going to get into email today. That's right. Hello to all my Marketing Smarts Live viewers today. I'm super excited to bring you another episode of the Marketing Smarts Live show. This week's topic is all about effective B2B email strategies for the win. So if you're ready to get your learn on, buckle up. Let's get ready to rock and roll. That's right. It's time to rock and roll. Get that guitar out. Do the little air, licks or flicks or whatever there. I'm your boy, George B. Thomas, speaker, trainer, catalyst, and host of this here show, the Marketing Smarts Live show, as well as the Marketing Smarts podcast, found on your favorite podcast app. Our guest clips today are brought to you by none other than Matt Treacey. Matt Treacey is the go-to email marketing consultant of the world's top business authors, equipped with praise from industry leaders such as Nur Ayel, Perry Marshall, and Michael Bungay Stainer. Hopefully I said all of those names right. I practice, trust me. Matt combines a track record in email marketing with an academic background in ecological science. In his best-selling book, Natural Orders, he describes how to develop a healthy, engaged, and portable email marketing database, mimicking the timeless growth strategies used by the most successful systems in the natural world. Super interesting, engaging, and thought-provoking. Matt's writing and speaking inspire his audiences to think differently and to consider the multidisciplinary approaches that will help them take their businesses to the next level. Now, remember, the clips of Matt Treacey today are pulled from the full Marketing Smarts podcast episode. And if you want to listen to the full interview with Matt Treacey and myself, make sure to tune into the Marketing Smarts podcast. Link to the full show will be in the description below after the live show ends. All the right links in all the right places at just the right time. It might be there now, but probably not. In the episode, again, I'm talking with Matt Treacey. We're talking B2B. We're talking email. We're talking strategies. We're talking how to help you win. In this first clip, I wanted to ask Matt, how the heck can we get started with email that equals a winning email strategy? And here is what he had to share.
So, okay, two ways to approach this. Number one is just like your high leverage, easy wins. That stuff I was talking about earlier with your traffic to subscriber conversion, that is so super high leverage. If you crack that, you can grow your list much, much faster. The second thing is, again, not spamming people as soon as they sign up, meeting people where they're at. That's also super high leverage, because what that's going to do is it's going to set your foundations for your ecosystem, right? It's going to set really strong engagement baseline. It's going to stop people churning out immediately. It's just going to set a strong foundation for your whole ecosystem. And that leads pretty well into the next thing I was going to say, which is use this framework that I talk about. So I break it down into 3 stages. So it broadly follows the way that an ecosystem develops over time. It's called the stages of succession. It's actually what started the field of ecology. So the terms are actually still debatable, but I've broken it down into dispersal, recruitment, and establishment. So in the dispersal stage, what you're really trying to do is get people onto the list and make that a good environment where they want to stick around. You want people looking forward to your emails. The Hook model by Nur Ayel is a really good resource for that. A book called Hooked, How to Build Habit-Forming Products, also applies to your email marketing. Look into that. You want to build that foundation for your ecosystem, and the metric that you're optimizing for at that stage is engagement. From there, you move over to a stage called recruitment. So that's when an organism comes into an ecosystem and then becomes a permanent member of that ecosystem. So In other words, that's conversion, right? And the way that you improve conversion with email marketing, again, going back to the reason that it has such high ROI, is because of this specificity, this segmentation, this personalization that we're talking about. And there's specific ways you can do that I talk about in the book, but you really want to find ways to make your communication more specific with your audience. And that's going to be what leads to high conversion. From there, the final stage, your flourishing ecosystem, your big rainforest, that's establishment. That's where you have all the data built up. You've got your little walled garden, and you can start doing really interesting things. You can follow Jay Abraham's advice of increasing repeat purchases, increasing your average order value, and increasing more initial purchases by putting more traffic into the system. It's a fully optimized, self-sustaining thing at that point. And you'll have the data to look in at who your top subscribers are and then target them with specific offers. And that's when the magic really happens.
Data that you can look at, that's when the magic happens. We'll get to that a little bit later, but are people looking forward to your emails? Have you cracked the code to growing your email list fast? Are you making sure not to spam the humans who want to hear from you via your email channels? And are you going to incorporate the 3 stages that Matt mentioned in your email strategy moving forward? Put the answer to that in the chat pane or let us know on X using the hashtag MPB2B. And of course, tag me using @GeorgeB.Thomas. Now we'll get back to Matt Treacey and his thoughts on effective B2B email strategies for the win. But first I have to ask, are you part of the MarketingProfs community? If not, become part of the MarketingProfs community by heading over to mprofs.com/MP today. That's mprofs.com/MP today. Now it's time for one of my favorite sections in the B2B news, where we talk about breaking B2B news or really important tips we find on the Google News tab related to you and your B2B business. This week, the title is Email Marketing is the Most Impactful Channel for B2B Marketers by Ariel Furger. Key stat of this article, half of the US B2B marketers say that email marketing is the channel that has the biggest impact on their multi-channel strategy, outpacing social media 33% and content marketing 26% per April 2023. Ascend2 and Zoom Info data is where that came from. Hey, to read the rest of this article, check out the graphs that they have and all that fun stuff. Check the link below when the live show is over. So let's get back to Matt Treacey and his Marketing Smarts podcast episode. In this clip, I wanted to ask Matt, what are the biggest email marketing mistakes most marketers are making? And here's what he had to share.
Yeah. So if I'm talking about the 2 biggest mistakes that people typically make with email marketing, I break them again down into this kind of ecosystem thing. One is called the top-down cascade. The other is the bottom-up cascade. So the system's either going to collapse in on itself or the floor is going to get pulled out from under it. So in the first one, the top-down cascade, I touched on it a little bit earlier. It's when you don't set these strong foundations from the beginning. So if you take the typical email marketing approach and you start sending people a lot of offers, you're putting people on the list, you're going to end up with poor engagement. And what comes with that typically is high unsubscribes. And then what that means is the dynamics of the list are messed up. And it spirals out of control into itself. It starts, the snake eating the tail, right? Starts eating itself. The list collapses into nothing. What compounds this further is the fact that your sender score and your email marketing system of your choice will typically, I mean, this isn't official, but it is what happens. They'll put you on their junk servers. If you're consistently sending terrible emails, they're going to give you the crap servers and your deliverability is just going to get worse and worse. And it's going to be a very, very hard situation to come back from. So that's a top-down cascade. That's rainforest, no bueno. And the next one is bottom-up cascade. And that's basically going back to this platform risk, right? That's the other thing. If you fail to actually build this walled garden, this email ecosystem of your own, then inevitably there's going to be a policy update, there's going to be an algorithm change, and you're going to have no recourse.
No recourse. That's not where you want to be. I have to ask, are you setting strong foundations? Have you looked at your unsubscribes lately? Something that we don't want to look at, but we should. Do you have a way to analyze your sender score or to send your emails in a way that keeps your score higher? I hope so. Hey, we'll get back to Matt Treacey in a few minutes, but first it's time for some dope B2B learnings from the vault of MarketingProfs articles. That's right. It's time to dig into the treasure trove of valuable information and pull out 2 pieces of gold to help you be a better B2B marketer. Article 1 this week is email optimization, how simple changes increase open rates, click-through response, and average order size by Deborah Ellis. Email marketing is likely your most effective tool for improving customer relationships, building brand awareness, and generating sales. It is also the most abused one. Practitioners of knee-jerk planning rely on emails to bolster a sagging month or fill in the holes left when other marketing techniques miss their mark, even though it works, which is why it's abused. There is a price to be paid. Customers become disenchanted when they receive numerous emails promoting one sale after another or one product over and over. Everyone's threshold is different. Some may opt out after a week, others a month, and still others a year or more. Note the trends to be a jump in opt-outs at the start of the new year. People want to start fresh, so they do some housekeeping. So be careful if you're just sending a bunch then. If you saw a jump in opt-outs in January, then you desperately need to review your email strategy. This upcoming next year, pay attention to that as well. Article number 2 this week is the most important KPIs to track the effectiveness of your email marketing strategy by Joe Bell. By 2022, now listen, I know it's 2024, so this number is only increased. More than 347.3 billion, that was with a B, emails will be sent each day. Nearly 50 billion with a B more per day than in 2019. That is a staggering increase. For capturing and retaining customers, the importance of a successful email marketing strategy is paramount. In fact, 81% of small and mid-sized businesses, SMBs, rely on email marketing as their primary customer acquisition channel and 80% of customer retention. But to make the most out of your email marketing goals, you need to align them with those of your business. How can you do that? And what role do your email marketing KPIs play? Want to keep learning more? If so, check out the links in the description below after the live show to get access to both amazing MarketingProfs articles. Okay, back to Treacey. Let's dive back into this conversation of effective B2B email strategies for the win. In this third clip, I wanted to ask Treacey, what does B2B email marketing success look like? How do we know that we've reached email nirvana? And here is what he had to say about that question.
Yeah, that is such a good question, and not one that I've actually been asked before. And it's a really good exercise actually to visualize what this would look like. You know what a good, successful, healthy email marketing system looks like to me? It's number one, good list health dynamics, which I've referenced earlier. So your unsubscribes are somewhere beneath 0.35%. Your open rates are, 35% or above. Caveat to that, open rates are increasingly unreliable. They're not a good measure. They're only a good lagging indicator. We can go into that in more detail. But to stick to the point here, your list health dynamics are really strong. And the second most important thing, and this is part of that recruitment stage I was talking about earlier, is you have data about your subscribers that's being automatically collected. So one of the big things you want to do is you want to track the interactions of people. So whether they open email A, B, or C and what that means for them, right? You want to set up a tagging system so that you're collecting data that actually has meaning for your business and your goals in your business. That's what a really successful email marketing system looks like. Because then once you're 6 months down the track and you've actually built up all that data, that is what allows you to move into that third stage where you can make those really interesting strategic decisions.
Strategic, interesting decisions. You know, it makes me ponder. Like I sit and listen to these things and I just ponder on my own business. Do you ponder on your business? Here's what you should be pondering about. Do you have a good or healthy list? Are your open rates and click rates where you need them to be? Do you have data about your subscribers automatically being tracked? Does your data have meaning? Think about that one. And does that meaning relate to you, or does everybody else understand it too? We're going to get some words of wisdom from Treacey here in a few minutes, but right now it's time to turn the spotlight on you, the Marketing Profs community. Yep, time for from the hashtag MPB2B community, where we search far and wide in the hashtag MPB2B universe to find amazing information and conversations to bring to you, the masses. So first, make sure you're using the hashtag. And second, make sure you have fun and add value to the community along the way. Then we'll spotlight you or your crew on the show. This week, it's, Marketing Profs, because I had to. Listen, don't miss out. By the way, this is the actual message. Don't miss out on the ultimate B2B marketing experience. Picture this. The Boston skyline is brilliant in the morning sun. It actually really is. I love Boston. That's not in the message. I'll continue on. You're at B2B Forum, surrounded by industry leaders buzzing with excitement, which I absolutely love. Anna Hanley greets you, setting the tone for an unforgettable day. That's right. Join us this November 12th through the 14th for insights, networking, and fun. Discounted tickets and hotel rooms are available now. There's a link to the actual LinkedIn message, and in that message, there's a link for that stuff. Hashtag MPB2B, hashtag B2B, hashtag marketing, hashtag B2B forum, hashtag Boston, hashtag live events. That is a lot of hashtags, ladies and gentlemen, but you need to check out the description and click that link to check out the post and read or learn more. Marketing Smarts viewers, I have to ask, are you going to be the next to get the spotlight? Remember, community, use the hashtag MPB2B on Facebook, LinkedIn, or X and get the light shined on your awesomeness in the next episode or a future episode of the Marketing Smarts live show. Pro tip, it won't hurt if you tag me in your post as well. I'm at George B. Thomas on LinkedIn and X. Mr. George B. Thomas on the Book of Faces if it matters. Okay, let's kick it back to Matt Treacey and some words of wisdom around his topic of effective B2B email strategy for the win. Here's what Matt Treacey wanted to leave us with today.
Look, I'm not going to pretend to hold any wisdom myself, so I'll use the words of someone wiser. I think I've actually mentioned him already. Look, enter the conversation going on in the prospect's mind. It's Robert Collier's words. I think that's invaluable, especially for any type of marketing, B2B, B2C, emails especially.
Yes, know where that water cooler is. Go check it out. Get there. Make sure you have all the right conversations, all the right people to get all the right success that you need. I only have one thing to ask you. Have you enjoyed today's journey? Let us know. Use that hashtag MPB2B on whatever platform you're joining us on. It's time, ladies and gentlemen. It is time. Time flies when you're having fun. That's what they say. I don't know who they are, but that's what they say. Head to the description below, click on the link to the full Marketing Smarts podcast with Matt Treacey, and keep on learning more about effective B2B email strategies for the win. Remember, these were just a few clips of the original Marketing Smarts podcast interview. If you got value out of today's show, hit that like, and better yet, share it with a coworker or a friend or your grandma. Whoever. To keep learning more, hit subscribe or watch additional Marketing Profs videos on your favorite social channel, or head over to our YouTube channel if you're not there yet. Or you can go tune in to the original Marketing Smarts podcast episode on our favorite podcast app or your favorite podcast app. Just on a podcast app somewhere. Don't forget to become part of the Marketing Profs community by heading over to mprofs.com/MP today. And always remember to be a happy, helpful, humble B2B marketing human, and we'll see you on the next episode of the Marketing Smarts live show real soon.